Okay, so I'm on github.com, Hubspot base web app, and I'm using a different GitHub account than what I've been using just for the newness of it. So I'm going to fork it. Okay, and I have the instructions playing on another computer here.
Once you click fork, GitHub will create a copy of this application in your GitHub account. Next, open your computer's command line application. Since we're using a Mac, ours is called Terminal. But if you're on a PC, yours might be called Command Prompt.
Okay, so I'm going to close out some stuff I got here. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to open up command, and I'm going to, let's see, base web app. Oh, hold on, I'll get ahead of myself.
Git shell or git bash. The command line allows us to interact with our computers directly. First, navigate to your computer's desktop. To do that, type cd space tilde or the squiggly line / desktop. Let's take a moment to understand.
Okay, so the instructions say to do the cd tilde desktop. We don't need to necessarily do that because we're already in there, so you can bypass that instruction.
What we're telling the computer. CD stands for change directory.
Actually, give me a second. I want to go ahead and open this up on here. Oh, okay.
Moment to understand what we're telling the computer. CD stands for change directory, essentially move to a new location. Then the tilde tells your computer to find the root directory or the top level folder on your computer, and then find the desktop. Once you type that, hit enter. You'll see now that you're on your computer's desktop. Next, let's see what's there. To do that, you'll use a command called ls on a Mac and dir or dir on a PC. Type in that command and then hit enter. You should see.
Okay, remember this is on a Mac and we're on a PC, so and you're not in the same area as she is. You're trying to go to the desktop. So this is an instruction you can really bypass.
All the files that are currently on your desktop. These commands will be useful later as you navigate around using the command line. When you create, or in this case fork, a repository on GitHub, it exists as a remote repository, meaning that it exists on a server somewhere but not on your computer. You can clone your repository to create a local copy on your computer and sync between the two locations. Use the command line to clone your project from GitHub onto your own computer by typing git space clone space and then your repo's URL. Make sure that it's the one in your GitHub account.
Okay, so that's where we want to go now. Put this in a different tab. Okay, so we're going to clone this. So I'm in the base web app, but it's in my GitHub account. So click the green button. You can manually select it and copy it, or you can just click this little button right here. And I'm going to see, I already have in a file named base web app. So I'll pause to see what it does here. Okay, so I'm going to remove the file that I already have, just so I can clone it, because what happens whenever I try to clone it, because I already have a file named base web app. And what happens whenever I try to clone it, I get a message. It's saying it already exists and it's not empty. So what I'm going to do is remove the folder, remove the directory, so to speak. And so rmdir removes the directory. And you can see I tried it a couple of times and then I realized what I was doing wrong. Because the directory is not empty, I have to do the /s. And the way I found that was basically by Googling it. So yes, I want to delete it. So let's see. Okay. And if I remember correctly, I think I had a base web app inside of a base web app. A folder within a folder named base web app. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. RMDIR. Okay, and I should not see base web app anymore. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and continue with the instructions of cloning that, and it works. I'm going to go ahead and continue with the instructions.
Not the original one. It's possible that it'll ask for your GitHub login information before it can clone the repository. If it does ask for your login info, you type in your GitHub username and then hit enter, and then type in your password and hit enter. Be aware that when typing your password, most command lines will not actually show any characters being typed in order to protect your password. It'll look like nothing is being typed, but rest assured that you really are typing something. Then, once the clone is complete, you'll want to navigate into the repository, which is just a folder. You do that by typing cd space and then the folder name, base web app. Then you'll list all the files in that folder. Again, that's ls on Mac.
And she's in the git bash. I'm in the command, so she does ls, I do dir. And we should see the stuff.
And dir on a PC. You should see something like this. Next, there are a couple of technical steps you need to do to get your app up and running. First, initialize Heroku. This prepares Heroku to receive your code and creates a URL for your app. Do this by running Heroku login. This will likely ask you to log in via your browser. Then run Heroku create. You'll see lots of messages appear on screen, but do note that on Windows, this first command might hang a bit or load for quite some time, even up to 10 to 15 minutes. Do not cancel or restart it.
Okay. So I'm logged in as that, and that is actually not the account that I'm using for my GitHub, I don't believe. So I'm going to see what happens.
Usually after this first long run, it will
I'll create. I think I'm already maxed out on all my free ones. Yeah. So I want to pause this while I clean out some of the stuff that I've been. Okay, so I deleted a couple apps that from Heroku because they're only limited to 5. Yeah. So hopefully this should work now. Yeah. Okay. What's next?
works without issues later on. If you experience any issues with Heroku's command line interface, please refer to devcenter.heroku.com/articles/heroku-cli #troubleshooting and your error log file. Again, find this link at webappworkshop.hubspot.com. If the creation command is successful, it'll print the name and URL of your new Heroku app, which will be 2 randomly generated words. Next, you'll need to install the app's dependencies using npm. npm, which stands for Node Package Manager, is a tool used to install any other code your app needs in order to run locally. You can find the dependencies your app needs in your app's package.json file. To install your dependencies, run npm install in your command line. Now you're finally able to run the project on your computer. You need to create a local server or a server on your computer that runs the code. This way, you can make sure your code works and make changes in a safe environment before deploying those changes to your live website for the world to see. To do this, run Heroku local web. You should get a message that your app is running on port 5000. Open a browser and navigate to
Okay, Hero Q local web. Okay, so if I go onto localhost 5000, yep. Okay, so I need to keep this open. Okay, I cannot cancel this. See what happens if I cancel this, or terminate it rather. It doesn't work. Okay, so what I need to do is make sure it stays running. And there we go. Okay, so we need to keep this window open.
Localhost 5000. You should see the base web app running in the browser. Congratulations, you're now a step closer to having your own web.
Okay, so I want to stop this video and post it on YouTube and stuff.